chippiness every time you in Oklahoma City kind of face off against each other dating back to the playoff. Just what is it that brings the best out of you to teams?
It's personal. You know, I think it's the start of a healthy rivalry, sort of say, just because they're good, man. They were number one in the Western Conference last year. They deserve to, make it to the second round and match up against us. We just got the best of them in that series and went to a grueling 6 games. And there's a lot of young guys in that locker room, so we're going to be seeing them a lot over the next few years. So it's good that you set the precedent now of what it's going to be like. And they're a little bit of a different team without Shea, obviously, their leader out there, but they still compete at a high level, and they trust each other. So I'm grateful that we were able to bring it to them early, and when the pushing and shoving occurs, that's just good competitive NBA basketball that we feel is only right at this point because we got to protect ourselves. Somebody comes into the middle of the circle, starts pushing, it's going to lead to everybody protecting themselves. So it's good, it's healthy.
Kai, great performance tonight after 2 consecutive losses. How do you stay focused on the team goals? You were out for 5 games. Now you're getting in rhythm and you're close. So how do you stay focused on the team goals?
While I'm injured, or are you talking about just in general throughout the season?
In general, yeah.
I think after you understand, after I understood what it means to lose at the highest level and what it means to be selfish and you still end up not winning your ultimate goal, or you don't put your best foot forward, or you play that what if game inside your head, that inner dialogue. It's important that you find that middle ground and find some peace of mind with this competitive game, and honor the emotions that come with it. Don't try to run away from them. Just try to regulate them as best you can. If you can't regulate them, just ask for help. Because it's our job, man, and we've been playing it for a long time. We feel very tied into this. It's a spiritual experience for us at times when we're out there, just because we're getting beat up for 48 minutes, and you got to stop the other guy from scoring, and you got to stay locked into the IQ of the game, and so the team goals always take precedent first, man. I want to see my teammates win because that means I win, and I feel like we built a great culture here in the last year or so of just understand what it means to sacrifice and be selfless on this team, and also allow people's greatness to shine and be supportive of that.
You finished with an efficient 25 points and 5 assists. Jason had mentioned he felt like you found like a rhythm and a flow tonight. Just what were some of your takeaways from this game with your performance?
I would say just my takeaway is just being able to get up and down the court and without my back hurting or without having anything occur where I'm worried. I had some good workouts over the last 2 days. It was really tough for me even after last game. That's why I was saying, just regulating my emotions, just coming back and playing against Denver, and I didn't have that extra push in the reserve tank, or I didn't have that extra energy, and that bothered me after the game. And I left out of there kind of wondering just how I can be better for my teammates, be a better leader, and also take some pressure off myself. We're in a very peculiar time, unique time in the season. We've caught the injury bug very bad, and guys are going down left and right. So that adds on to some of the stress levels, but it's also healthy to, again, just admit that you're going through it, talk to your support system, talk to your teammates, let them know you need help, and just focus on the game itself and playing the best you can.
Kyrie, which teammate impressed you the most tonight with their play? Which one of your teammates?
Come on now, that's a setup question. I'm going to say everybody, but if I could give a kind of like that underdog award for somebody tonight, it would be Spence in the fourth quarter. Just being aware of situation and within the game, and being able to give us what we needed. And PJ on defense too, just picking up full court. Najee getting big rebounds down the stretch. Because they were making a push down the stretch, and that's what great teams do in this league. And Jalen Williams got the ball in the middle of the court, and he was just trying to be aggressive and keep them in the game. So it was our job as a team to be there for one another and just continue to communicate at a high level. So I'm impressed by a lot of our guys. But those 3 guys, I would say, just helped us down the stretch, aiding and assisting when we needed it. I was turning the ball over, I was falling on the floor. They were just, still hustling. That's what we need, is that selfless character.
We're coming up on a year since the Mavericks traded for PJ.
February 8th, right? Or is that my trade?
Oh, it's the 6th of
Yeah.
February.
I think I was 8th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my anniversary is coming up too. Straight in the business, baby. Who won that trade?
I was gonna say.
Who won that trade? I was bad goods. Go ahead, I'm
was gonna
sorry.
say, well, you feel like PJ just gives you guys, toughness, defense, intangible standpoint.
Yeah. Oh, in the locker room, I'll give you guys an insight, bit of an insight, but just the last time we played against them, PJ was sick, and it was an in-season tournament game, and we're like, hey, the one guy that averages 27 and 14 against him, he's not here for us tonight. So, we were throwing some healthy blame his way, like, bro, you should have been here in the first place. But it's just like he plays well against them, and he knows them very well, and just a confidence and a verve and a poise. I don't know how to really explain it. It's just when he's out there and he's talking to us and he's getting us going, he just always reminds us that we should just take it to the basket, keep attacking, and this pressure, it doesn't really mean anything. Let's just keep battling or let us back in the game, or we got to keep this lead up. He just kept talking throughout the game, and I think that's what he offers outside of just his skill set. So it's a double-edged sword for us on our team, man. He's great for us.
Kyle, you mentioned getting a couple of good workouts in these last couple of days. The other night, I don't know if it was your competitiveness talking, but you said, hey, I'm hoping to play tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The next day, did the back not respond as well as you hoped, or were you overruled, or kind of what happened there?
It was a combination of all those things, man. I don't want to get too far into detail about it, but it was a collaborative decision. I'll say that because of just my competitiveness, having to scale that back, time in the season, situation, circumstance, and it's been a tough January for us. So I was speaking from an emotional place. I'm sorry if anyone at home kind of was confused by that, but in the NBA, we have protocol. There is a certain step-by-step process that goes on, and it's important that they have my best interest for me as well and kind of scale me back, and that's what happened. So it was a bit of an overruling, but at the same time, it was them having my best interest, and that's the perspective I saw it from. So they were just telling me, hey, like take this day off, use these next 2 days, go in the weight room, do what you have to do, and get prepared for OKC. This is what we're gonna need you for. So I listened to them, and that other the other day we really had that game too. Outside of that goaltend, we can call it a goaltend, right? I don't want to get fined or anything like that. But yeah, it was a goaltend, and we had that game in our hands, and it just didn't work out well for us. But at the same time, I got to trust our training staff and just continue to tread in the right direction, so I don't have a lapse in a way where I'm out and I have to get surgery, man. Like that's the other side of this. Is like if I keep playing and something else happens, then I don't know if surgery's on the other side of it, but it's a possibility, and I'm not trying to even worry about that, man, or even think about that or manifest that. So I'm praying for health for all of us, and I'm grateful for our medical staff and our coaching staff for trusting what's going on, man, because we all felt it the other night, emotionally. Just losing that game the way we lost, and me coming out and speaking as a leader, I should have just scaled back. So.
And obviously, you as you said, you'll be dealing with this. How are you feeling physically right now? How do you kind of feel about just the process of managing this right now?
I feel a lot better, man. I was fully at peace with my game tonight, and just cardiovascular wise, just when you don't get a chance to work out as hard as you would like and have to rest, and you come back in, it takes a little while to get the tread going a little bit, and again, it's a new experience for me with this injury or things going on like that. So taking my time and just remaining patient. But I'm not, again, I said that the other night, I'm not too worried, but I know the maintenance that it takes to make sure that I'm good, I have to continue that.
However, you got a young guy like Jaden who's fighting to stay consistent. I know everyone's going through injuries as an individual journey, but what's something that you can kind of give him as he's kind of...
You said?
Jaden?
Oh, Jaden, yeah.
As you've gone through your journey, what's something that you can impart on him trying to battle that injury and stay consistent?
Try not to give him the same metaphors and phrases. Like, this is just part of what happens, just be there for him. Our young guys, deal with their emotions in a particular way, and it's my job as a leader to give them their space and support them from the outside and be there for them in vulnerable moments and be willing to listen when they want to speak. But outside of that, it's just maintaining a great mental frame of mind and being willing to do the extra work that it takes now. Injuries suck, man. Injuries are just terrible, especially in sports, because you want to see the best players playing 100% healthy, and you're not going to get that every night, but for the majority, the pros, the real professionals in our league are always willing to sacrifice their time to do little things to prepare and be at that high level. So he's falling right in line, you know, and I'm grateful that we have a lot of guys in that locker room too that have gone through traumatic injuries. And I've had 3 knee surgeries, shoulder surgery, 2 hand surgeries. So I'm kind of used to the give and take of the game, as it says. But you know, when you have that kind of embering flame of love for the game of basketball and you get back, then that'll be your motivation. So we're just here to be a support system, and I'm gonna do the best job I can as a leader to be there for them.
This is the second Native American night. Can you talk about just being able to connect with
This one?
Yeah, go ahead.
being able to connect with other fellow Indigenous people and just how it's growing, like the game of basketball is growing amongst Indigenous people?
Yeah, man, we got a few Indigenous players in the league now, even though I consider a lot of the human race Indigenous. You know, the racial construct doesn't allow that to happen all the time. But I think it's a great time to celebrate. You know, throughout this year, there's been a lot going on with, you know, the political side of making sure that Indigenous people are seen and their history is taken care of and their culture is taken care of, our culture is taken care of. But it's all our responsibility to care for one another as human beings. So Native American Night or Indigenous Night is very special to me because I get to have family and friends, and I get to be in Texas where there's not a reservation here, but there are reservations in neighboring states. So it's my duty and my responsibility as a young chief in training to always advocate for that side of my bloodline, my family, people that are not seen, the oppressed, because that gets included in that everyday survival that I'm part of. You know, I've been aware of you know, my bloodline since I was a kid, but I didn't really embrace it until I got a little bit older, and now I'm so proud to know that I come from people like that have battled through so many times and battled through so many man, just trauma, you know, like, and I just want to connect with them as much as I can, because they've been praying hard for me and they've been there for me at times throughout the playoffs, you know, setting up inipis and sweat lodges and just doing everything they can to make sure I feel a part of the tribe and that I know that I'm a part of the tribe. So it's great, man. I'm grateful that God has enabled me to be in this position and impact people positively.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.